Hey guys, I'm probably going to make this quick just because, hey Dell, Steve's going live about the Todd Chrisley and KJ lawsuit. So I'm going to go join him on panel. So I'll just make this a quick one. Also, if you guys are interested in figuring out what your dreams mean, let me know. I've got a dream book and I actually forgot about it. And then when I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, because I always have dreams where I'm constantly crushing my teeth, like I'm grinding my teeth in my dreams. It's always teeth bursting or teeth crumbling in my mouth, always. And I was looking it up. So it was interesting. Nothing, I just started, Deb. Hey, Distic. Hey, Dragon. All right, so I'm just going to get right into this. But yeah, if you're interested, I don't know, maybe we'll have a live on that too. That'll be cool. There's a whole bunch of things in here. Oh, don't go live now. I thought you said half an hour, shithead, Steve. Oh, okay. What? All right, I'm just gonna get into this. I don't know what, maybe, I don't know, Adele, what is it? No, don't worry about it, Dragon. I was on live all day. I think everybody heard enough of my mouth yesterday. I'm surprised I'm even on right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Kira. Oh yeah, it's the holiday. Don't be sorry. You're like me. Oh, sorry. I thought it was a Canadian thing. Hey, cool gamer. All right, I'm just gonna get into this. I got invited to go over there, so I'm gonna do that after this one here. Okay. All right, so this one here is apparently it's a short video. It's only 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So it says Queen asked to apologize for the treatment of Indigenous people in Canada. I don't know. I just found this and I thought, let's have a look. I just gotta mute myself real quick. I apologize for the noise in the background. One of my neighbors decided that she's gonna saw a shit ton of stuff outside today. So yeah, see, she said no worries, Deb. But I get it. I say sorry for everything. Hey, Jen, I haven't seen you in forever. I wish I had orange shorts today. I know I don't have anything orange. Yeah, just got, yeah. Oh, no worries. No worries. All right, I'm going to mute myself and we're just going to watch this short clip and see what this has to do. The Indigenous people of Canada were so mistreated, to put it mildly. That's very, very, very mildly. Oh, what happened to them? Like, it keeps me up at night thinking of it, because you know what? If you actually picture being those parents, like, it almost makes me want to cry. Like, picture being those parents and have your kid taken away from you. I can't even think of it. I can't, because I'm start bawling. Okay, I'm just gonna play this real quick.
Hits you as you arrive in the Northern Territories. In Yellowknife, a First Nations welcome was waiting from the debtor community. It's been a tour where the Prince has wanted to listen and learn, but the way that Indigenous people have been mistreated has hung over the visit. The Prince unexpectedly wanting to say more on the issue.
I want to acknowledge their suffering and to say how much our hearts go out to them and their families. All leaders have shared with me the importance of advancing reconciliation in Canada. We must listen to the truth of the lived experiences of Indigenous peoples.
But for families like Jonathan's, it still isn't the apology from the royals that some have demanded.
My parents, my grandparents, my aunt, uncles, and a bunch of them, they all went to residential schools. They don't always share everything that happened to them. They don't share everything that happened to their friends or their cousins, brothers, and sisters, and to
It's
their
still
nieces.
scarred the
They're
community.
still scarred. So it happened to our parents and grandparents, but it's still affecting us right now.
We had thought the climate crisis and the impact of warming temperatures on ice roads was going to be the main focus here. But he's clearly been so moved by what he's heard from Indigenous leaders over the last few days that rather than just making a few remarks on the last day of this tour, he's wanted to make a full-blown speech, as Canada is preparing to mark the first anniversary of when those remains were found of children abused in residential schools. The final send-off was about celebrating the Queen and the Jubilee. But this has been another royal tour where her son has had to confront more difficult issues. His willingness to meet and join in, at least seen by elders, as a real sign of respect from a man who wants to be a credible future king. Mills, Sky News, in Yellowknife in Canada.
Okay, wow, that had nothing to do with the Queen whatsoever. That actually pissed me off. You know, Prince Charles here, correct me if I'm wrong, I do feel like he's being legit here. At least I hope so. Like, he's smiling, you know what I mean? Where the fuck is the Queen? It clearly stated, Queen asked to apologize for treatment of Indigenous people in Canada. Where the hell is she? This was in May. May 3rd, oh, was it May 30th? May 20th, 2022. I'm a little pissed off at that. That's, so he can go, but she can't? Wow. Your son's going as Clockwork Orange character? SD says, to have them taken. And on top of it, know what their children would suffer. I can't imagine pain. I can't either. I don't even want to go there. It's too much. But that's the thing, people have to. This was their land, and people came in and destroyed the Indigenous people with ill regard. Absolutely. Murders happened. Abuse happened. A lot of shit happened. And all in the name of religion. Fuck that. Hey, Crystal. Oh, of course, Adele. I was told not to. Somebody said some pretty nasty shit to me. Told me not to share this, keep my mouth out of it, and it was disgusting. And you know what I say to her? Fuck you. I'm glad we're finally taking things seriously. It's so sad. Yeah, I agree. Don't look to the royals for moral aptitude. Exactly. Exactly. This was probably filmed when she was in poor health. She couldn't travel. And she was very old. I get that. I get that. But this was discovered over a year ago. Why couldn't she say something then? She hasn't. That makes me very mad. And then to find out that apparently she was a part of this? That's even worse. Exactly. What the fuck did they know? That's why I'm using the F word today. You know, I do when I get upset. I'm sorry. I'm fucking pissed off. I'm hurt for them. My heart breaks for them. You think they're cute? Oh, I was in Ottawa in Ontario, okay? And there was I can't remember why we were there. It was some festival or something. And there was this guy, and he was Indigenous. His name was Jason. So me and my sister-in-law were like sitting there talking to each other, and she's like, he's hot. I'm like, I know. Did you see like his like 100-pack? I'm like, look at him. So we took pictures of him. And then I went and I pretended to. She actually did. So I went and told him, I said, you see that girl over there? She thinks you're hot. And he goes, well, she's quite beautiful. I'm like, oh, guess what? I'm like, Mandy, I know his name. His name's Jason. She's had that photo forever. Oh, it was like a long running joke that she was going to marry Jason. All right, I have another video. I'd love to, actually. I hope you're doing well because you had some issues as well. I hope you're doing well, honey. I like that name too. Actually, I had, you know what, Adele, you know what's crazy? I wonder if you're the little girl I used to hang out with. Did you ever go to oh, what was it? Graham Lake Pleasure Park. My grandparents, they had a trailer set up there, and I used to go there every summer. And my best friend in the summer was a girl named Adele. That'd be cool if it was you. I never knew about these schools. I feel so sad for the families and didn't realize things were this bad. I know the drinking water boil advisory on reserves is still a sad reality for some. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hey, Patricia. Just got here. You're kicking ass the past couple of days without sleep. Oh my God. I hope this means you're feeling better. I am. I got some sleep. I did. Not last night. I actually took a nap today. So I had like a 2.5 hour nap. Thank goodness it's Friday. Whoa.
Equinix customers are among the most innovative and
Okay. That's kind of weird. Next Friday, my son will be taking the high school equivalency. Oh, good. I think he'll pass, honestly.
influential in the world. They are meeting the demand.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on there. There was no sound? Oh, what? Did you guys hear any of that? Oh, man. Did you guys see that video? Oh, I'm such a dick. I always do this. I forget to share. Ugh. Hey, Brent Pause. Hey, Joe. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Did I get a new microphone? No. All right, I will share this again. Sorry, guys. All right, there. Sorry about that. I have such a bad habit of doing that. Well, because I figure when I go to a new screen, it will automatically share, and I forget that it doesn't. You didn't hear me. Oh, you scared me. You forgot to share audio too? Yeah, it happens, right? Especially with StreamYard. You have to actually click on every damn thing. And you forget. You crack me up, girl. You're worth waiting for. Oh, I love you. And thank you again for the beers. You know, this chick's been trying to get me drunk for how long now? I'm surprised I didn't go out tonight, but I do have my son. And not like I could have some beers or whatever, have a couple. That'll be like fine or whatever. I just thought, nah, he's home with me and I don't often drink. So I have a feeling that I would be hungover tomorrow. And I want to go out with him tomorrow because we didn't get to go out yesterday. Oh, my washer sounds like it's gonna blow. Whew, I have laundry going right now. All right, we'll try this one again.
Welcome back to BT. Dean Pugliese Sitsixero here with you. Communities across Canada working to uncover a dark chapter in Canadian history as mark graves and potential burial sites.
Not too far from here on Treaty.
Oh.
Six of the Grand River efforts right now are underway to search the grounds at one of the.
Okay, now I'm just getting pissed off because it's like muted somewhere. Hold on. This is pissing me off. You know what? Stop screen for a minute. There, holy cow. Hey, it's Rita. Hey, Jesse. You couldn't figure out what was wrong? Oh, well, and here's a tip, Deb. Do not, whatever you do, press mute on the top of your computer. Like, I don't know, can you see what I'm doing? Do not press mute. It's so hard to get it back on even when you turn it on while you're in stream. Oh, what a pain in the ass that is. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay. I just need to mute myself. Hopefully get this figured out.
That's leading one of the biggest searches in the country. Faiza, good morning.
Good morning. So they're called the Survivor Secretariat, and it's completely survivor-led. So the board of directors are all of the for residential school, Mohawk Residential School, and the Truth and Reconciliation Committee actually documented the names of 48 children died while attending that school alone in the 136 years that it's been operating. And the sad part, they don't know where those kids are buried, and if there are any more kids. That's the work that Survivor Secretariat is doing, and they've enlisted the help of students. Take a look.
Of love that comes with much pride and responsibility for post-secondary students who spent the summer searching for missing children and unmarked burials at the former Mohawk Residential School in Bradford.
It justifies what the survivors have been saying, that there are people and kids who passed away at these schools that they don't know where they are. So I just want to help find them and bring them home.
At the Office of the Survivor Secretariat, work continues to uncover what happened at the former residential school.
We're looking at a review of the Mohawk Institute.
One step at a time, using a 15 penetrating radar is used to collect data. 600 acres of land needs to.
From June till the end of August, we've completed 9.5 acres. Still a lot of work to be done. We just want to come together. We want to get the truth. We want to get the answers and definitely share what we discovered.
Residential schools strip First Nations, Inuit, and Métis children of their cultures, languages, families. Many abducted, abused, starved. And sadly, there are stories we haven't heard from children who never got to go home. It's these lost voices they're searching for.
We are getting one step closer to finding out the answer.
This undertaking comes with physical, mental, and emotional hardships, and at times it hits close to home.
I found a lot of my family's files and I just cried a lot because it's just like, it's hard. And you realize what they went through at such a young age. You hope they can find healing. And I hope my family does too, because they need it. And told not to be themselves.
Wow. Wow. So Faisal, what's the process here? Because it is a very complicated for people at home to even begin the process of figuring out what is and is not on a ground of any piece of property across the country. It's not easy. When do we get some more answers on that?
So you just heard right there that, you know, they have 600 acres to go through, and they've only completed 1.5%. So essentially what the students are doing is they're using this GPR machine and they're only collecting the data. So once the data is collected, it's going to have to go to specialists and experts who have to decipher what that information is. And it could take years. So Jesse right there kept telling me it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Wow.
It's so hard to hear these stories, but we all feel the pain, empathy, oh my gosh, and we have to keep talking about it because there's a lot of people that still don't know. They know maybe now there's an orange shirt day, but they still don't understand exactly what happened.
But to see young people, and Faiza, like that, like a year ago, everyone's on their heels who didn't really know the story the way we should have known the story. To now see young people, we just talked to Gima about it. He was at an event in Mississauga yesterday with a lot of kids from school. It's entering a different phase, the story, isn't it? Where you see younger people way more engaged and doing things like this. It must be incredible to watch.
Oh, absolutely. I went to the offices. I spent a couple of hours there at the office of the survivors of the Secretariat. And you can just see the special relationship that they have with one another, with the students and the survivors. And I asked them, I said, this seems like difficult work day in and day out. So how are you able to go home and heal from all this? And they say that we take our cue from the survivors. They heal, they have important messages to share, and they're really involved in the everyday steps that these students are taking. And this story, by the way, is live right now on cnews.ca, so you can learn more about their efforts. And there's so much pride that goes into this for these students.
Thank you so much, Faiza. And we know that you know, a lot of the stories being told today, they're of course very triggering. They're disturbing for many people. So we're going to put up all morning long a list of resources that you can lean on for support.
Sorry if it was glitchy. Oh my God. I don't even have one, Patricia. I wish I did. But on their, like, there's numbers and stuff. I'm just trying to think, like, there's got to be something. Yeah, exactly, Jesse. That's what I was, that's what I'm thinking too. Why would I want them around? If someone doesn't like me, they're entitled to that. So if I lose them, I lose them, It's all right. Hey, Green Jar. Well, I'm going to try and figure it out. See if there's somewhere where we can donate. There was a couple articles I came across. I thought, maybe we should take a look at them. This one, trigger warning. At least they actually admit to murder. Schools of horror, mistreatment, and murder of Indigenous children in Canada. This was dated June 29th, 2021, and wow. So it's revealed in a press statement on May 27, 2021, that they had used ground-penetrating radar to confirm the bodies of 215 children. The youngest was 3 years old. At a mass gravesite at the Kamloops Indian Residential School located in Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. The Kamloops Indian Residential School was in operation from 1890 to 1969, when the federal government took over administration from the Catholic Church to operate it as a residence for a day school until closing in 1978. Up to 500 students would have been registered at that school. According to the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation, those children would have come from First Nations communities across BC and beyond. The school we built in 1890, then rebuilt in 1923 due to a fire, and it remained open until 1977. In the 1920s, Native children aged 4 to 15 years were forcibly taken and prohibited from seeing their families, practicing their languages, their cultures, and traditions. Children attended KIRS experienced extreme isolation and segregation. Yeah, and murder. A stop of interest sign to acknowledge the horrific impact the Kamloops Indian Residential School has had on several generations of the children and families. Photo by the province of British Columbia. Across the country, a deep feeling of grief, anger, and sorrow resonated over social media and beyond as the news hit home to Indigenous people. People placed 215 shoes as memorials, organized vigils, wrote poetry, ran in commemoration, light sacred fires, and created art to honor our lost children. As people began reacting, a new wave of calls reemerged for the government of Canada to name the treatment of Indigenous peoples by the state as genocide. Holy shit, this is a lot. Wow. And there wasn't just 215. There was thousands. That's fucking disgusting. Calls for investigation were ignored. Wow, imagine that, eh? Yeah, imagine that. These residential schools were in existence before Canada was a country. According to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the TRC, there were 139 residential schools. 139 residential schools and residences that were attended by more than 150,000 Indigenous children and were in operation until the late 1990s. Wow. This number does not include schools ran by the provinces or schools run solely by religious orders that did not receive federal funding. This is why I have a problem with religion. I have a huge problem with it. I do not, however, have a problem with people believing in God at all, whatsoever. I never have. It's the religion that scares the fuck out of me. To be clear, the children that attended were forcibly removed from their families by law. A law. Can you imagine? A fucking law. Which was enforced by the local Indian agents and the RCMP. They were subject to horrific abuses, including, whoa, what? Sterilization? Oh my fucking God, I didn't even know that. Starvation, yeah, I knew. Medical testing I didn't know about. Spiritual, physical, and sexual abuse. Oh my God, trigger warning, major trigger warning. Some of these children were taken young as 3 years old. Many of the churches, Roman Catholic, Anglican, United Methodist, and Presbyterian, responsible for administering the schools, did not keep accurate records of those churches that did. Their records have still not been made public, despite the TRC process and numerous requests. The TRC's Missing Child Project estimates that 4,100 children died of disease or accident while attending the 139 schools. However, due to poor record keeping, that number could be higher. We do know that there were calls at the time for numerous Royal Canadian Mounted Police investigations into allegations of abuse, which never happened. To date, no one has ever been prosecuted for the deaths and abuse of any of the children that attended the Indian residential schools. The parents of the missing children were not contacted by the schools or the RCMP. Some still do not know what happened to their children that never returned home. How is that even okay? Why are these assholes in prison? We need the death penalty. The residential school system was a strategic part of the colonial settlement of Canada, a clearing of the land for incoming settlers so that Canada could rid itself of the Indian problem. The residential schools at the time were not subject to national policy or procedures. Full control was administered by the churches that ran the schools. Indigenous people went from having full access and freedom on our territories to 0.2% control of the land in Canada. For over a century, the central goals of Canada's Aboriginal policy were to eliminate Aboriginal governments, ignore Aboriginal rights, terminate the treaties, and, through a process of assimilation, cause Aboriginal peoples to cease to exist as distinct legal, social, cultural, religious, and racial entities in Canada. In the reactions of the discovery of the mass gravesite at Kamloops Indian Residential School, Prime Minister fuckface Justin Trudeau has been quoted saying, "This tragic discovery is a stark reminder of our duty to heal the wounds from this horrific part of our history." Yeah, you can go fuck yourself, asshole. However, it has been hard for many Indigenous people to reconcile with that statement. You think? Yeah. Myself included, which is the person that wrote this article. For Indigenous peoples, this is not something in our past. It is our present. It is intergenerational. My younger sisters attended one of the last remaining residential schools in the country of Saskatchewan. I apologize, I cannot pronounce a lot of their words. This one is Hull and Rankin Inlet. It's now none of it. It was the last residential school closed in 1997. The residential school in my maternal grandmother's community is still standing. We are still dealing with the impact over 160 years of residential schools. Why is that school still standing? I would burn that fucker down. The hardest part of the Indigenous peoples is knowing how much the Canadian government has fought us. The creation of the TRC came after residential school survivors sued the federal government, which was negotiated into becoming the Indian Residential School Settlement Agreement, the IRSSA. In order to be a claimant in the IRSSA, you had to file and recount your abuse, which was then corroborated with other survivors if the survivors were lucky. Wow. However, many did not meet the criteria of the IRSSA and had their claims denied, or the process was too traumatizing to engage in. A literal price was established for the abuse survivors endured, and they were given a compensation check. A compensation check is not justice, and I totally agree, 100%. For the many survivors, this process forced them to relive the trauma and pain they experienced as children. I wrote my dad's claim for the IRSSA, and it was triggering for me as his child. I can only imagine what this was like for survivors. Some, like one of my friends, had to attend hearings and recount their story on record. This process did so much damage to many of the relatives and friends. Many non-Indigenous people I meet consider this process to be reparations. How is that possible? Considering the Indigenous peoples were not at the decision-making table, we had no power of what reparations would look like for us and our communities. Receiving a compensation check was not justice for the survivors, and it never will be. Going back to this idea of a part of our history, as Prime Minister asshole fuckface Justin Trudeau stated, the reason that many Indigenous peoples can't accept this statement, his statement, is our current reality. Residential schools aren't ancient history. My nieces and nephews are the first generation of in my family to not attend a residential school. In the 60s and 70s, large numbers of First Nation children were adopted out to non-First Nations homes known as the 60-70 scoop. They were given no connection to who they were or where they came from. Many suffered abuse and neglect. Some were adopted out to other countries as far as the US and Europe. As with the residential school processes, survivors of the so-called scoop sued Canada and formed a class action lawsuit that is still ongoing. Between 1951 and 1991, First Nation and Inuit children were taken into care and placed with non-Indigenous parents, where they were not raised in accordance with their cultural traditions or taught their traditional languages. This dark chapter in Canada's history is commonly referred to as the 60s scoop. The class action argues that those affected by the 60s scoop suffered significant harms as a result of these practices, specifically the loss of their cultural identity. The legacy of the residential schools continues in the child welfare system. There are currently more Indigenous children in state care than ever attended residential schools between 1995 and 2001. The number of First Nations children placed in child welfare care on reserve increased by 71.5%. God, this is fucking Indigenous children have been neglected and abused by the state of Canada since its inception. It took taking Jordan's principle to the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal for Canada to be held responsible for discrimination, adverse impacts, gross underfunding, and the service gaps in the First Nations Child and Family Services on the Reserve Child Welfare Agency run by the Canadian Department of Indian Affairs. This included incentivizing the removal of First Nation children from their families and their communities. To date, the Canadian government has been biting the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal's findings in court. Very few of the requirements set out by the tribunal have yet to be fully met. Of course not. Of course not. Call to action. Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning people go missing more than any other group in Canada. The National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls, in its final report, Reclaiming Power in Place, the final report of the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls made 231 calls to action. To date, the Canadian government has yet to implement its action plan due to the COVID-19 pandemic, or so they say. However, the pandemic is making conditions for Indigenous women, girls, and worse. For many decades now, there have been inquiries and commissions that have produced recommendations to address the structural racism and the colonial policies which have been impacting Indigenous people since Canada has existed. These include the Royal Commission on Aboriginal Peoples that in 1991 was mandated to create recommendations to improve the relationship between Canada and Aboriginal peoples. Our CAP submitted its final report in 1996 with 440 recommendations. And one theme dominates our recommendations is that Aboriginal peoples must have room to exercise their structure, their own solutions, their pattern of debilitating and discriminatory paternalism that has characterized federal policy for the past 150 years must end. Aboriginal people cannot flourish if they are treated as wards incapable of controlling their own destiny. However, Canada has yet to implement many of the deep structural changes necessary to stop the violence it inflicts on Indigenous people as a whole. There have been many legal attempts to hold Canada accountable for the rights of Indigenous peoples it has continuously violated. According to an Aboriginal Peoples Television Network article, the Trudeau government has spent almost 100 million Canadian fighting Indigenous peoples in court. Wow. The Canadian government has said it will spend 2.2 billion Canadian to address the root cause of MMIW, but has not released any concrete timeline or action plan for spending that money. That's because I don't believe it will ever happen. Time and time again, Indigenous people have won Supreme Court challenges against the government, but the rights we have as Indigenous peoples to even exist on what is remaining of our own lands are continually violated. Our children, our most precious resource, continue to be taken away from us at alarming rates. In every facet of Indigenous life, we are fighting to hold onto our lives. I need to take a break for a minute. Chat. Yeah, he fucking settled. That's the reason why I'm mad. You had to resub today, Brenda? I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, that's true, Deb. Just got here, and all I heard was something about losing subs. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Screen Jar. Thank you, Patricia. You're building your channel your way. I look at it as investment, slow, steady growth, and can produce the best dividends. Being you is just perfect. Don't change. I'll never change. I never will. Why are people so cruel? That's the question. And it is horrific. Are you hitting all the notifications? I don't know. I think even if someone hits all for the notification bell, they still get unsubbed. Yeah, see, she is. You're doing laundry? So am I. So that noise is in the background. Yours is all done? It is such a sick injustice, yeah. It is sad. It's been a weird day today. Damn right I'm not. I hate that bastard. He needs to go. Just goodbye, Religion has done so much damage to people. Being a Christian is not religion. Exactly. For me, being a Christian is doing my best to live Christ-like, which equals but not excluded to being kind. Yes, I absolutely agree. There will never be justice for these beautiful little souls. Some horrific deeds never get the justice. It's not right. I'm surprised. I honestly am surprised that there's not a war. I really am. Oh, you do not, Patricia. You're one of the sweetest people I know. Oh, you need it in the window, don't you, girl? Hold on. There you go. Have at her. The U.S. government didn't treat the Native Americans that great either and still don't. No, they don't. Definitely not. Hey, Aaron. I'm at work and can't listen or stay, but I need to tell someone who cares that I am sick of KJ never losing lawsuit. TC sucks. She settled. So that means that KJ can no longer talk Chris Lee whatsoever. And because she did not give up her source. So she settled. She's such a loser. Why? You just found out why I lost 2 subs? That biatch easy. Oh, it's fine. You know what? I'd rather them not be here. If they don't like me, they don't like me. But to listen to somebody who's a racist asshole then you know what? You fall in line with the racist assholes, so stay away from me. You're going to listen to Steve. Apparently KJ settled. She did settle. Yes, she did. She wrote it right on Instagram, Twitter and Instagram. She settled with Todd, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was going to say that. That they're continuing this trend, yep. I have a mouth like a drunk sailor, but pretty sure that's not keeping my butt out of heaven. Had to delete ass, but look, there it is. Yeah, they do need to know. There's never going to be any justice. From what she said, though, she said she, without a crystal ball, settled. KJ said that. What's getting heated? Meat? Yeah, sorry. This makes me want to curse a lot. The injustices still continue. It's funny. Yeah, exactly. I went to a high school where we were able to embrace the Indigenous students. And we actually have a powwow with the whole school. It was great. That's awesome. That's amazing. I took some bashing about videos about KJ. I just brushed it off and laughed. That's what we got to do, Brenda, honestly. I need to, oh yeah. Tomorrow I am going to be going live about, I'm going to read some Canadian true ghost stories. I thought that would be good. Yeah, exactly, Dragon. I know you're not. You stick with me, kiddo. I think that might be the one that would knock it down a peg. Yeah, I do think so too. I use my best cuss words for Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I can't take it. You know, YouTube is supposed to be fun. It's, you know. Exactly, SD. And that's what's going to, she's fucked with that one. Me too, Dragon. All right, I'll finish reading this. Yes, tomorrow we're going to do some, like I said, the start of October, which is tomorrow is October 1st. Every single day I'm going to do a live. Every day. And it's going to be about ghosts. Among, like, as well as with my other stuff. So it'll be pretty busy. But this is my favorite time of year. Oh, I can't wait. Yes, that's what I want. I want you guys to come up on panel and share your stories. That is my favorite part of YouTube, just like of my channel. I don't want to do KJ stuff. I want to do stuff that's important, like what we're doing right now. Reading books, you know, and then actually doing the ghost experiences that everyone has. I want you to come up on panel and tell me them. I'd love to hear. I have a lot. Deb's got some good ones too. You ladies are more than welcome. So what I'm going to do is every day of October, I'm going to go live and we are going to do paranormal, anything, whether it be tomorrow's going to be, I'm going to read some stories, some true stories from a book called Haunted Canada. And then Sunday, I don't know yet, or Monday, I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. And then Tuesday, I'm going to have Reverend Ruin up and we're going to discuss horror movies. Like, what's our favorite? Like, him and I, and then all of us in chat. Anybody can come on panel. It'll be open panel night. I think it'll be awesome. Yeah, Dragon Mama loves Halloween too. I do love it. I really do. Probably one of my favorite times of the year. It's been tireless advocates like Sydney Blackstock who have made a difference for Indigenous peoples. It is the community organizers, land defenders, and the Indigenous social workers, after-school program workers, teachers, the community watch patrols like Bear Clan, language speakers, social service organizations, ceremonial leaders, water protectors, knowledge keepers, and First Nations communities that have been responsible for the healing happening in our communities. It is those people working tirelessly in the background, upholding our communities, that are the ones creating change. Oftentimes, these grassroots leaders are women, girls, and 2 LGBTQIA people. Fighting the Canadian legacy of genocide. As the days go by, we all have been digesting the meaning of mass grave sites that continue to be uncovered. To date, just over 1,300 children have been found. However, as testing continues, the number will continue to climb. We knew the stories of their horrors, much of which have been documented through the TRC process, but it doesn't make the uncovering of mass graves of our relatives any easier. We cry for those babies that did not make it home and died alone. That is so... Oh my God, I just can't. That is really, really, really hard to say and then think about it, you know? As the deepest collective sorrow we are enduring. The children buried in these graves represent the horror of being Indigenous in Canada. Many people and communities have held ceremonies not only for the lost children, but for our future generations, hoping that this will be the end of the legacy of residential schools. Well, it fucking might want to be. My older brother and I are 60s, 70s scoop survivors. My mom's generation and those before her went to residential schools. Many of my brothers and sisters were in and out of child welfare systems. One of my uncles was murdered and was one of my little sister's best friends. The Canadian legacy of genocide has affected every one of my family members, every last one. In spite of everything that has happened, I am proud of my relatives' healing, for not giving up, for our communities to be open, honest, and vulnerable as we hurt for these children. For their parents and grandparents who never knew what happened to them, I am proud that my relatives are working hard to be the parents our ancestors never got to be, and to see new generations rise up that are stronger, smarter, and better than we are. Alongside Indigenous peoples, we must continue to call the treatment of Indigenous peoples in Canada genocide. Yep, I'll never stop, and that's why I keep bringing up murder, because it is what fucking happened. It is what they did. It is critical to continue to pressure Canada on the world stage to uphold the rights of Indigenous peoples for future generations. Maybe if Canada has implemented the recommendations from RCAP, MMIW, TRC, and so many other processes that Indigenous people have engaged in to seek justice, we would not be in the place we are now. I agree, 100%. As many survivors have advocated for an apology from the Pope and releasing of the many church residential school records could go a long way toward reconciliation, remedy, and healing, including implementing the 94 TRC calls to action. Prosecution of those that harmed Indigenous children is critical, since residential schools are not in our distant history, as many of these perpetrators are still alive, well, and protected. Unlike, it says 215 children here, but I'm going to say thousands. So unlike the thousands of children buried at Kamloops in residential school, if we are truly to have reparations from the state, Indigenous peoples need to decide the terms in which we meet with the Canadian government, nation to nation. Finally, I think it speaks volumes that our people, despite all the atrocities and acts of genocide, continue to carry hope. We do not seek revenge or wish what happened to us to happen to any future generations. Through our collective grief, we know change is coming. This is from Heather Milton Lightning. She's an activist with more than 20 years of organizing experience on the local and international level. I just want to see if there's like anything. There's a contact us. Just wondering if they have the events. Is there anything we can donate to? Okay, there's no events. I just want to see what it says for, it says contact us, so I just want to see something. If there's anything on there. Oopsie. For press contact, for a mailing address, that's right here. But I want to, there's got to be somewhere we can donate. I'm going to have to check on that. I see, I've got another page open here. Things to do. Okay, what are things to do? Stop being like a shithead. Come on. No, I still haven't looked, Brenda. Thanks for telling me. I'm gonna go on my phone and look now. Where did you put it? What video did you put it in the comments, Brenda? Brenda, pause, not. Oh. What the hell? We need to live closer. We're so much alike. I have to go cook and clean up kitchen. See you later. All right, see you later, Green Jar. Yep, unacceptable. Inhuman. Think of the generations who were lost because they didn't live to have their own children. Exactly. It's. Ugh. This will be, yeah, I remember you telling me that, Dragon. It'll be your son's last trick-or-treating. So we are hoping he does not get sick before Halloween. Every Halloween he gets sick. Oh, no. Oh, last year was horrible. It rained and it was so cold. I think, like, me and my son got really sick. Aww. I'm so excited to see Halloween ends. Ah! Ah, okay. The Helter Skelter one. Okay, this was weird. Sorry, I'm just checking something out. That's what you should do, Dragon. When you're, when you guys are ready to go out for Halloween, take pictures and send it to me. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share them. Yeah, take some pictures, and if you don't mind, send them to me. And if I have your permission, I'd love to show everybody. Because I want to see what your costume looks like, too. There's got to be somewhere we can donate. You know, I'm poor as hell, but you know what? $5 is $5, right? Something. Okay, this was today. This is for the MuskokaRegion.com. It's a fact sheet on murdered and missing Indigenous children, the legacy of Canada's residential schools. I just want to see if there's anything on here. There's a crisis line. It's got to be. It's the Indian Residential Schools Crisis Line. It's available 24 hours a day. Anyone needing assistance can call. There's the phone number. Our church has trick and trunk on Saturday. I know, me too, Deb. I don't want to do anymore because it's too much right now. You know what I mean? I lost my son. I said yes for me. Okay, that'll be great. $5 means everything, Nikki. It all adds up. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. $5 is $5. And I will definitely be sending it. We just need to figure it out. It's got to be something. Jesus Christ. Alleged Muskoka incident results in sexual assault charges against a Toronto City Councillor. Of course. Wow. $11 Indigenous organizations to support. All right. I'll share my screen. Oh, no worries, Anfrida. I'm supposed to be actually over there, but I think this is a lot more important. Oh, sorry. I was invited to go up there. I will whenever I get done, but I'd rather do this right now. It's a helpline, Patricia Foster. It's for Indigenous people. Nah, she isn't more interesting to me either. All right, 11 Indigenous organizations to support. There's a whole bunch of them. There's Indigenous owned beauty brands to know and support, fashion designers, content creators that we should be following. There's a whole bunch. So how do I like put this website in the chat? Because there's a whole bunch of them on here. Oh, Gordani, here's this one. Aim to improve the lives of Indigenous people building awareness. This was, what is the date on this? 2020, I think. Yep. All right. Yep. Exactly, Deb. Drama versus reality. Yep. That's why I'm trying to get away from KJ. I'm not going to stop entirely because I have a lot of people who still want to keep updates and stuff like that, which is fine. But I want to go back to what I was doing before, which was paranormal and true crime. That's what I started doing before all this KJ stuff. Well, you have a good night, Jesse. So I'm thinking, how the hell do I share this? Yeah, that's why I wanted them for Trisha. I was like, yeah. And they smell amazing. I love the smell of roses. Oh, they smell me. I don't want to burn them because I don't want to oh, yeah, they smell so good. It's like I don't want to burn them because I don't want them to go away. I can always buy more. Just, it smells so good. And I love that they're homemade. And of course, they're pink, so I love them even more. Yeah, Touch Nature Rose. And then they were from Amazon. So here's a couple here. There's one called Inspire, Native Women's Association of Canada. Oh, sounds good, Anne Frida. There's one. There's this one here. And it's like Inspire. There's also the Legacy of Hope Foundation. burn those damn candles. It's not in service or cannot be reached from my calling area. That was recording. Here's some here. And then the name of these candles are Touch Nature. And they smell amazing. And you can get them on Amazon as well. I should really burn one. Just to see what it smells like. Actually, I should have said doing that. Go on Amazon and see those candles, and I'll post that. They're actually pretty cheap too. It's soy and beeswax. Ooh, this one is passion fruit, lavender, citronella, rose, the garden. Here's the ones that I got. Ooh, tobacco and patchouli. Why the heck can't I share this? Damn it. Yeah, this is for so this website here, Touch Nature, it is actually a social enterprise that is passionate about making good quality candles. They are committed to helping women who have been trafficked from Nepal to India. Wow. Victimized by poverty. That's what I like doing, is I like buying stuff for a good cause, you know. If I could share the damn thing, that would be even awesomer. It's so weird. It's different on my phone. Yeah, of course, being a pain in the ass. I ruin everything. You wanted to surprise me, but no. Thank you, because I could at least share it. That would be amazing. They're these ones here. These are the ones I got. Probably doing it wrong, but oh well. Hey, autistic. There's this, right? Okay, I think I got it. No, I was looking for the ones that you ordered for me, Patricia, because I love them. They're handmade. They're for a good cause. It's helping women. Plus, they smell amazing. I should look though and see if they've got any. What do I even say? Candles by Indigenous people, I guess. Help a good cause, anyways. Because there's these ones. I don't know. Let's see this one. Village candle. Let me see what they say though. Chesapeake Bay by Willie and Sam. This one. Warm buttered bread. Yum. Nah, they're not it either. Now I want warm buttered bread. Warm and crusty buttered bread. Ooh, pure sage energy cleansing. I'm just taking you on a shopping spree with sweet apparently. Aromatherapy. All right, I just want to know. Okay. My computer's so slow. Why? What the hell? I didn't mean to do that. There's manifestation candles? Huh. Let me see. There's got to be a website or something because I ain't finding anything on here. Okay, I'm just doing that. No, but I'm gonna look on an Indigenous site, Patricia, because I'm not finding. There's lots of Indigenous businesses out there. Almost every one of the tribes has an MMIW support team. I know it's not lots of support for MMIW, and lots of natives don't acknowledge support in school years. Oh wow. No, I'm not adding them right now. I go further see if there's any so I can support more. Yeah, woodwicks apparently are really cool too. I need an assortment. I do really like these, and they're supporting women that have been trafficked. The Touch Nature one. So I mean, I'm good with that. Who knows what is else is on Amazon though. These ones sound really good. Pure Sage is energy cleansing. There's like meditation, banishing negative energy, energy cleansing, aromatherapy. It's really cool. I don't know. I won't add anything that's like too expensive. At least I try to. Some of the stuff on the wish list though is I plan on buying one day. What's this one? Oh, it's so slow. I'm gonna dinkhead. Yeah, I think that's what it's for, Patricia, is for ridding spirits and stuff. That's really cool. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, apparently I'm done with that. I really do like these ones though. The nature ones, the Touch Nature ones. These are really nice. They have like lavender and stuff too. That's funny that KJ did settle once again. So she lost again. Todd got what he wanted. I hope she has to make a public statement to say that she's a liar. I'm gonna burn it. Yeah. Actually, so there's a mansion in my town. It's like almost a mile away from me. But while I was in there, I took the spools from their banister. It's old. It's beautiful. It's got like cathedral ceiling. Oh, it's gorgeous. Some assholes decided to go in there and trash the place. I'm telling you, they broke every window. They broke the marble countertop, the table, everything. It was awful. So while I was in there, I took from this homemade banister, I took the spools and they were painted white, and I've turned them into candle holders. But I have these like pieces of wood that I want to glue them onto to like make holders, but I guess I don't really have to. They're pretty. I really like them. And I think that these would be perfect to go on them, these pink ones. She sounds like Pyromaniac. Oh, there you go. I had to go check those books out too. No, you're right. She won't. She won't. All right, I should go. I got to go check out Steve's stream. Go see what's going on over there. He seems to have the down low. He talks to Todd Chrisley, so I believe him. I do love fire. You're awesome, Trisha. You're always getting me stuff. I love that backdrop for my room. It's, oh my God, I love it. Anything Paris, I'm obsessed with. I don't know. I've never been. I want to, but I love it. Uni Rock's live title is Without a Crystal Ball Wins Against Soccer Sleep. Ah, shit, he's done, is he? All right, I have to go watch it then. Damn. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll be back tomorrow. So every night, every single day, every day of October, I'll be on at 7 p.m. That way I don't mess with Deb's streams, but that's going to be my new time. So, well, I usually go live at 7 p.m. Eastern time, but that's going to be every day. Every single day. And it's going to be all paranormal. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And these stories, like they're true stories, and they're all short too. Very short. And they're like Mary Rutherford's grave. I'm breaking up. They're all in Ontario as well. There's a photo in here too. It's from 1987, and it's sighting of Ogopogo in Lake Okanagan, BC. There's the head, neck, 4 humps, and the tail section are visible. So it's like Loch Ness. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun tomorrow. Oh crap! What was that? There we go. All right, I'm gonna get off here. Actually, gotta go to the phone booth. Go eat some snacks. I also want to do the dictionary of dreams as well. Even though I said paranormal, I want to try that. We should do a live about that just to see what our dreams mean, because I've never actually done that. I did years and years ago, but I want to do it again. Like, for instance, eating an almond. To dream of eating an almond, it symbolizes future enjoyment and traveling in distant lands. If the almonds are bitter, the journey will be unhappy. The almond has always been a sacred symbol throughout the Orient and can be traced to Al-Monde, meaning Lord of the World, soul protecting Lord. I don't know. I think it would be cool to go through. Okay, I understood it. You guys have a great night, and I'll go look at that Brenda Pause and go see. You guys have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bye, guys.